So what is faith about reason? First of all, there has to be a feeling of reason, meaning that I want to know this, I want to understand this. And not with respect to spirituality, but rather, not with respect to corporeality, but rather spirituality. Let's say we study the preface to Tes itself and the articles, mostly Bala Sulam's articles about nature. We want to attain that as we attain our nature. I want to know. I have a mind, and I want to know these things. I went to university, and I did many other things in my life with my mind, my intellect, and I'm not an absolute moron, so I want to know. And this inclination of mine is natural. This is how people come to know what the reason for life is, what the point of it in our times, why you need all of this. And I open it up with my vessels, meaning that I study within reason. Now, after a while of being engaged in that, and it depends on the root of the soul. The greater the soul, the greater the person's ego. Not the corporeal ego, but the extent to which he wants to know, understand, attain, master all of this spirituality, but with his will to receive. And he doesn't give up for years. He goes into it with his teeth, right? Biting into it. How do I gain it? How do I understand it? How do I attain? He works like in a mine. And only after investing a lot of time into it, seeing that nothing is working out, then there are those who leave. There are those who cannot leave. They simply cannot. So what do you mean to leave? To die? Yes, but to live and still leave it, it's impossible, because life is empty without it. So they remain nonetheless, and they advance, perhaps not as quickly as before, when the will to receive supported it with all its might, but nonetheless they reach a state where gradually they begin to hear what the degree of faith is, and what it means that it is above reason. What is the degree of bestowal that can be achieved specifically through connection, where you come out of yourself and go into the friend, and through the friend, this is called through bestowal, you connect to the Creator, because otherwise you connect to the Creator with your will to receive. But through the friend, when you connect to him, you're connecting in the form of bestowal, in order to bestow, and then you have a connection with the Creator, and not with something that you built up for yourself as a kind of false idol, false image. So it takes time. In our times, we must direct our friends towards that, and it doesn't matter to us in what period of their development they are, because as Bala Sulam writes to us, he determines that we are in the last generation, and so we must go in that direction, follow that trend, and soon you will see how we will succeed, and mostly it will be thanks to the coronavirus, which is striking a blow at the whole of humanity, and the whole of humanity must now invert, start thinking differently, and it does it without even knowing exactly. And we need to do something by ourselves as well, some internal revolution. And so we will start coming close to each other, humanity and Bnei Baruch.